guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you the different types of jade plants that I have in my collection. And the jade plants is commonly known as the Crassula, and there's a few different types. Crassula ovata will be the main type. Also nicknamed, there's a few different nicknames for it. The Chinese money plant will be the most one, but it is more commonly known as the Chinese jade or the jade plant. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the different types I've got and a tiny little bit about their care also. And we have, as I say, many different types in our collection. So I'm going to start off with the most commonly one that you see that's very readily available, and a little bit about the history behind each one here. And this one here is my very old jade plant that I've had for many years. This was gifted to me by my friend John when I lived on the west coast of Ireland in Sligo. He'd had this plant for possibly about 20 years, and it's a very large plant. I had to prune it back a couple of years ago, as you can see there, because it was just growing too large and hanging everywhere, and it was not really practical. So I cut it back, pruned it back, and gave a load of cuttings away to people. So that was wonderful to repropagate this plant. But that is probably the oldest one I have in my collection there. I have a few little babies on the go that were gifted to me by friends. This was gifted to me by my friend Alison, who is a subscriber, who gifted these as well. They came from her grandmother's plants. It's very special there. And also here is Hans's jade money plant as well. And to show the difference, they were both for Crassula ovata, but his plant has the more larger sort of green leaves, and this one has much smaller leaves, also a bit more paler as well. But they are the same type of plant there. So that's again, Hans has had his for many years. And then we have the other Crassulas here. Now this one is Crassula, nicknamed the Crassula Hobbit. And this is a gorgeous plant actually. It almost looks like a little bonsai. This one is Hans's plant that he has had for many years also, growing almost into a lovely little tree. It's beautiful. And then we have a lovely little cut in there as well, also gifted from a subscriber, Alison, so thank you so much, Alison. And that's a little leaf that fell off, literally just fell off, and it's just started to form little roots and new growth on it there. But isn't that wonderful? So that's known as the Crassula, the Hobbit one. Again, a different variety there with that one. Absolutely wonderful. And then I'm going to show you some more. We've got a few different types here. Now this is another, the Crassula ovata, Variegated, and this one is absolutely beautiful. This was gifted to me as a cut-in from my friend in Dublin. And look at this plant. Again, this is going to need to be repotted because it's getting a little bit big now. Beautiful variegated leaves there, and not as commonly seen as the normal jade, but very beautiful. And as I say, stay tuned for a repotting video when I pot up this beauty. In fact, I'll probably do it in the next couple of days because he's crying to be repotted, as you can see. And then I'll just take some of these out. This is some more cuttings that have come from some of our own plants there. This is another of the Crassula ovata, the Hobbit variety there, but this one has more bigger, wider, longer leaves again. So many different types of the same type of jades here. Again, these are mainly ones that I've got propagated from our other ones there. And again, this Crassula at the back there. The Hobbit, or Gollum I should say, commonly known as the Crassula Gollum Hobbit. Funny name, I know, but more cuttings. That one I think came from Hans's big plant there when we pruned them back. And yeah, if I can get to the back, I don't want to move everything because everything's going to fall off. This is another lovely jade we've got there. That has the more bluey, wider leaves as well, and that is an absolutely gorgeous one. Not quite sure of the variety of that one. You do commonly see it, but can't think off the top of my head what type it is. But it's the one that has the lovely, big, wider, bluer leaves there. That is also lovely. And then we have a few here. Again, this comes under the Portulacaria Afra family of Crassulas, but again it is part of the jade plant family. Two different varieties we've got on here. This one has the lovely little miniature leaves there, and this you quite often see sold as bonsais because they make a lovely little compact little plant, often sold as the bonsai jade or the bonsai money plant. And we have two different types here. We have the one with the little smaller leaves there, as you can see, and we have the variegated form as well, absolutely beautiful. And as I say, it is related to the jade money plant also, but the proper name is Portulacaria, lovely variegated. So that's them there. So it's pretty much, I think, all the jades on there. I'll just check because we have a few varied all around the place here. And as I say, the jade plant is part of the Crassula family, which is a humongous genus when it comes to succulents. It's a massive genus, way too long for me to really cover because I'd be here all day. I just want to talk about the jade, the common jade type of money plant, as it's known, that I have here in my collection. And then I'm going to finish off here this lovely bowl garden arrangement. And this lovely bowl garden here was gifted to me by a wonderful friend at my horticultural college called Avril. She'd had this plant a long time and she said, "Lynn, can you take care of it because it's sort of outgrown her conservatory?" And I said, "Oh yes, I'll find room for it. There's always room for one more." And there's three different types of jade plants growing in this bowl actually. The first one here is more, again, the smaller leaved variety, and it has a lovely red coloration in the when the sun gets to it, as you can see there. Very beautiful. And this is natural for this to actually grow down like that. Some jades will form with the smaller leaves will actually form into little hanging baskets over time. So although this is all in one big bowl garden now, I may over time pot them up individually and even put this into a little hanging basket. But that's a lovely one again. I don't know the exact types of some of them. They just seem to all be under Crassula ovata, but there's many different varieties of it. So do check that out. Now again, this is more the commonly seen jade again, like we've got, but this has much more wider leaves again than the other ones we've got. So even when you've got the same as Crassula ovata, they vary so much. And then this one here is more of the wavy sort of length, the wavy leaves on this, and it has a lovely sort of reddy coloration on the outside of it. Lovely, and again more of a bluey colour than the traditional type of jade. Again, not quite sure of the exact varieties because there is so many different ones, but this isn't necessarily about jade video. I'm just showing you the different type of jade plants that I have in my collection. So I'm not an expert on jade. This is another one, Crassula ovata, that was a rescue that we got that was going to be thrown out, so we saved that. And that's it. That's my little, well, biggish jade plant collection, guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you want to, when it comes to flowering, this isn't necessarily a how-to care video, but they do like to be kept during the winter, sort of a cool, dry position. Just a little bit of moderate watering during the winter months, and ideally kept above 5 Celsius, 41 degrees Fahrenheit. But they can take a lot of cool temperatures if they're kept relatively dry during the winter. And this particular jade has flowered for me a few times over the years. It's not flowering this year, no signs of buds yet, but it may flower. And if you want to know how to get your jade money plant to flower, do check out a video I made a few years ago on how to get your money plant, jade plant to flower. Do check the video out. Links will be up above now, and also I'm going to put them down below. I say this has not flowered for a couple of years for me, but we've gone through 2 big sort of a bit of house moves and everything like that, and I think that has a lot to do with not coming into flower. And as I say, nothing's guaranteed, but if you want to find out how to get it to flower, you've got more chance of doing it if you watch my video. So links up above, and hopefully if this flowers for me again this year, I'll make a lovely video on it, and stay tuned if it does. And also, if you want to know how to propagate the jade money plant, I'll also put that link up above as well, and also down below. Do check that out. Very easy to propagate. I'm not going to go into details because you can watch the video, but leaves that fall off, they just root like lightning. Very easy to propagate these guys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed a little bit about my Crassula jade plant collection. And thank you so much for watching. And if you're new to the hobby or you just want to check out my website, then do check it out, desertplantsofavalon.com. I tell you there how to care for cacti and succulents, and a few growing tips on there, so do check that out, guys. And thank you so much for your support and for watching. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until the next video, bye.